Let me. So I have to go to your page and share.
It's getting prepared to stream. Everything is coming. Doo-doo-doo. All right, we're getting there. We're getting ready to go all the way. Right. We're officially on live now, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to come back over so I can see you lovely faces. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We're live now, Dr. B.
All right. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. Rashawn Broadnex, and I would love to welcome you to yet another riveting conversation with our panel. And it is Let's Talk About It Tuesday. So we are going to do just that. I would like to say hello to each and every person that's on our panel. First, let me introduce Dr. Suzette Robinson,
Hi. Hello.
Dr. Pamela Hill,
Hello.
Miss Marguerite,
Hi.
and Miss Shanae. And so we're here tonight to talk to you or to bring to you the topic, what not to do, or we'll say what not to use on your hair. And so we're here tonight to talk. This conversation started because of, I'm sure most people have seen now, there was a young lady who has gone viral on the internet, and she has used I'm sorry, not got to be, Gorilla Glue spray adhesive on her hair as she ran out of got to be glue, which is her normal hairspray. So she was wearing a nice sleek ponytail look, which looked absolutely amazing. And I would have wondered why that ponytail was not moving, but now we know why.
Now,
So this evening we're going to talk about what not to do or what not to use on your hair, and we're going to use this young lady as our topic of conversation. Who'd like to start us off this evening?
wow. Everybody wants to talk at one time.
Well, you go on here, Dr. Robinson, since you started talking.
Well, you know what? I was really taken aback, not just looking at the video itself, but I was really stunned by knowing what was used on that particular ponytail, on the head, period. And that right there just kind of just had me thinking, it almost had me thinking it was a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And in reality, I was hoping it was. But I know from many years of working and being around a lot of people, we're not surprised by what people will use and, you know, to get whatever look they're trying to get. Um, I read some of the comments. I was, I know people laughed about it, but in my opinion, it was quite sad in a sense, you know? And I'm glad tonight, Dr. B, that you're allowing us this time to really discuss this, the things not to use. And I believe even if you put something on a can and it says, do not use, not for human consumption or something like that, sometimes people tend to not read. And
Right.
they still say, if I use a little of this, it works for this, it'll work for that.
Mm-hmm.
But manufacturer directions says what it says, okay? And you don't really know what type of results you're going to get because you've misused the product.
Right.
Um,
Well, you know what? One of the interesting things that you brought out so far, and so quickly was that you thought it was a joke, right?
I really did.
And so many of the commentary that I've read and that I've watched in other videos people thought it was a joke because we're living in the age of social media, and we know lots of people do lots of different things for that social media attention.
Right.
Which one of our other panelists thought that it was a joke?
Well, I didn't think it was a joke. I was really concerned for the simple fact is I heard now that she's trying to actually sue because of the word. It says multi-purpose. We have cleaning products that say multi-purpose.
Mhm.
Are you going to clean your hair with it because it say multi-purpose? So it's just like, you would get this word doesn't mean that you can use that for any and everything.
Right.
And for that particular thing, it's just like, will you really, and this is my thought, my mother always told me, everybody don't think like you, but this is my thought. Like you using Gorilla Glue, which actually, I'm pretty sure you've seen the commercials is one of the reasons why you bought it.
Right.
People use it for hanging stuff on the wall, heavy equipment. What possessed you to put this on your hair?
Right.
Like really, what was you thinking that it was okay for you to use this that is not a hair product to actually slick your hair down? And you say your scalp is still burning, meaning that it was burning as you put it on.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And you didn't stop before you actually slicked your entire head down.
Mhm.
It just makes me like, okay, where were you going for you to have to do this? Like, was it that important for you to
really
slick your
need-
hair down with Gorilla Glue?
Right.
And I'm gonna say it was slicked down now. It was shiny.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was.
that hair was
It looked good.
Like
But it's
shellac.
like you did that, and now you got these consequences to where you're gonna have hair issues for the rest of your life.
right. Miss Starnes, what were you going to interject and say?
Now, I was just going to say, to Pam's, Dr. Pam's point, and to your point, everyone, Dr. Robinson, I mean, you're talking about it saying the word adhesive. And so there's a problem when, and I'm talking about us being educated or just people out here that have kids that are purchasing things, like understanding the difference when you see a word that you don't understand. We're in the information age. And when you see and hear the word adhesive, that's another term for glue. Your intention was not to glue your hair down. And so I'm a little surprised by that, but then I'm not, because in a way it lets me know how students come to the school, cosmetology school, and the first thing we talk to them about is reading the manufacturer's directions. But see, when you're not a student of cosmetology but you're wanting to do your hair, this is the difference as to why you would go get a license versus not.
Right.
But I hope that this opens up a conversation so that more people that are DIY doing their services at home will reach out to professionals to at least say, hey, just take a look at this, because you may not know what you're looking for. And that's what happened to this young lady, because I do feel sad for her scalp, how suffocated it is, how molded it may become, how her pores will be affected,
Yeah.
but this is a conversation as to why we're having it tonight. Sometimes you don't want to take things in your own hands.
Right. Marguerite, did you have something that you wanted to add to that?
My thing is, because people always think they can do what we do, but they forget that we are the professional. We study what we study because we are studying, so we know what to do. So people always trying to do the hairstyle thing. They want to do their own hair, like Shanae said, at home, but really that's not your profession. People need to really stay in their lane, study what you're good at, and let us study what we're good at, and let us do our jobs.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Especially to the point of the products. Now, there are natural talented. We've been natural talented going back in history from Africa.
Yes.
That's a natural talent. But see, the game has changed over the years when the manufacturers stepped in and they made this $1 industry. So the point that I want to add on to what you're saying, Marguerite, is the fact that the buck stops where the product knowledge comes in, and that's where we're more well-versed to be able to assist. And we could have saved a lot of heartache, experience that she has to go through for that simple point.
And I'm glad that you say that product knowledge, because you still have a lot of people who think that they can do relaxers at home. You know, they'll go get this box relaxer and not knowing, oh, it's a relaxer. I know how to apply it. I can do this. It's easy to do. But not knowing that a lot of those box relaxers are calcium builder, you know.
Uh-huh.
So they
Yes.
don't understand, but they like, okay, I can get a relaxer and I can lay it on and my hair's gonna be bone straight. And not knowing that they're doing more damage, you know,
Yeah.
to it because they are not actually reading. And again, like you say, stay in your lane due to the fact that this is not what you do. If this is something that you want to do, go get educated for it.
So
Go to school for it. You
let me
know?
ask you this, Pam. So to that point, we're saying that, you know, part of the issue comes in, or like Shanae said, when the manufacturer comes in, the game has changed, right? Can we now can we lay any of the blame on the manufacturer because we're saying you're producing this product, but you're not giving or saying specifically how it can be used? Because remember, like the product said, it was a multi-use product. Now we have relaxers that we know as cosmetologists, we know the relaxer usually comes in a mild, regular, and super formula. When
Right.
you go to the store and you buy that mild, super, or regular, is it the same one that we use?
No.
And so, do you think that people, when they buy these things, they're thinking in their mind, oh, this is the same thing that Pam uses when, you know, it says mild relaxer. She uses a mild on me, so I can do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
the same thing.
And what I do is like when my clients come in, I can tell when they did a relaxer themselves.
Mhm.
For one, because they overlap. I don't
Right.
even do my own relaxers. The only I give myself a halo, and that's what the simple fact is because I'm cutting it down.
Right.
So I can't overlap anything because I'm cutting what I've already relaxed.
Mhm.
But a lot of times I tell clients that just because you read the directions on the box, a lot of times the manufacturer do things to the chemicals so they can't get sued.
Right.
So meaning that they are buffered a lot. So the only way that you're going to actually do damage is doing it too often. But then that's on you because it tells you not to do it often. But of course, when you do it, it has so much calcium in it, raising your cuticle. So it's going to make you want to have a relaxer every 4 weeks or 6 weeks. You know, so they keep doing it and keep doing it. So I blame a lot of the manufacturers, but then also I blame more of the customer because you're doing it too often. If you read the directions, you're not reading. So even if you read the directions on the relaxers and stuff that you can buy store-bought, it tells you to not do it so often. It tells you when to do it. But of course, when they do it themselves and overlap, they missed it. So they're going back over it again before that 2-week time. So they doing it themselves and causing the issue themselves because of the lack of reading and, the education.
Right.
So I blame both, but more the customer.
More the customer. Okay, so now one of the main things that I was concerned about in hearing this story was really we were talking about the hair. So we're talking about really what's going on top of the scalp, right?
Right.
But whatever happened to what's going on underneath the scalp? Because we're talking about an adhesive. And so we know, like, when an adhesive, if you want to create a visual, I think of it as a coating.
Right.
So if there were a perfect example, the 3M glue, right? Someone showed me years ago because I love fantasy hair, you know, hair shows. And they said, take styrofoam. And you know how styrofoam has the little holes in it? Spray the 3M glue on top. It creates a coating over it.
Yeah.
So I thought of the same thing when I said the young lady put this on her hair. That glue has not only laid the hair down, it has created a coating over the scalp. And so we know that the scalp thrives with oxygen and other nutrients.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And this suffocated it.
Yes.
The barrier. So somebody
Yes.
talk about that for a
I
second.
love that. That's good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna kind of go back to something you all said.
Okay.
That kind of just, I don't know if I'm the oldest on this panel, but I might be. But
Yes.
however, I remember when we first started in cosmetology as professionals, we were taught to not to buy any products from any non-certified beauty supply stores.
Mhm.
We know the game has changed.
Right.
So now the stores are like on every corner. They're selling it to everybody. They playing music to entice our people to come. You know what I'm saying? So we have this time where they're not caring who they sell products to.
Mhm.
So this goes back to what you all were saying. People not going to read. We're driven by pictures.
Mhm.
We see stuff, we want it. Okay. So I can, when I sit and I'm listening and I'm just really thinking, I can see people putting stuff on their heads and their eyes and their nails. I've seen people put on nails. Y'all know I love to wear these nails. I use nail glue. Nail glue.
Not
I've
crazy.
seen people put them on with crazy glue, super glue. And Lord have mercy, that glue will burn clean through. I've seen that glue do a lot of things, but I've seen people do that. Now, I'm like this. If they sell it, people gonna buy it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Dr. B, Dr. Pam, Marguerite, Sinead, they're not gonna care
Mhm.
per se. I've heard them in the beauty supply store tell them, yeah, get this. This works for that. And this
Mhm.
works for that. Yeah, I think they're not licensed. They have no idea how the product works. They don't know anything. And like Dr. B says, when you say adhesive, even if I was sitting right here, this is my wall, and I decide I'm gonna put some adhesive to put like some letters or something up here, it's gonna adhere to this
To that.
wall.
Yes.
Okay. It ain't coming off. There will be no oxygen, and I will have to scrape it off. Can you
Yep.
imagine? I got to scrape it off this wall. Can you imagine what it's doing to that scalp?
Mhm. Suffocating that scalp.
You know?
Follicles.
So, but then here's another thing. It's also breaking. Listen, this is the thing people don't realize.
Burning.
Certain things that we put on our bodies, our hair, wherever you put it, because I know people put stuff in strange places. But wherever you put it, think of it this way. If it was not made for skin, it's going to break that skin down.
Yes.
So even though you may get a solution to try to lift it up, it's going to take some of your skin with it.
Absolutely. And
See?
you know what? It's
Yes.
funny that you
I
say
mean, think about it. Have y'all used that Gorilla Glue? I have. If you put it on wood and you try to get it up, it's going to take some of the wood with it.
It's gonna take it
Exactly.
clean off.
Come
Clean
on.
off.
Mhm.
So you can imagine what it's going to do to living tissues.
Right.
this is also, see, now you done got away from the original point. But to your point, you have to, this is how I thought about it. You know, as we've started studying to get to where we are, you know, when I see product, I don't just see product, but I see more ingredient, right?
Go ahead.
When you say adhesive, the first thing that comes to my mind is alcohol, because what's causing the adherence is the drying factor, right?
Exactly.
So the alcohol
I
is
love it.
going to dry that. So even like when you say using plain alcohol, we know we put alcohol on our skin. If we put it on there and we rub it,
Yep.
it's going to break that skin down, right?
Yes.
So the same ingredient, the alcohol, is inside that adhesive. That's the same thing that's going to happen. So now back to talking about the scalp, that's how I see it. So not only is it creating that covering, but it's going to eventually break that scalp down. You know, it's going to cause some type of abrasion to the scalp. I
Yeah.
did see a picture a short while ago where a person, now I'm not sure if they had used the Got2b, but I assume it was some type of adhesive for a lace unit. And when they lifted it up,
Yes.
where it was almost a separation of,
Yes.
and
Yes.
so this is what we're talking about when we say we
Yes.
have to be so careful of what we use, especially now understanding that certain things have become so popular for us to do, or for, I'll say, you know, for our people to do. You know, we're all in these lace units now. It's become the greatest thing. We're trying to figure out how to get them down. The first thing, all I knew initially was use the lace adhesive because that's what it was made for. But now we're starting to talk about, oh, let's use got to be gel, and then we're going to use got to be glue
Be glue,
on top of it, right?
On top of it.
These products with all the alcohol content
alcohol.
is going
Mhm.
to break down that skin. It's going to break
Uh-oh.
down that hair. It's going to dry it out to the point where it's just going to snap off.
Traction
Just imagine
adhesion.
sweating. Just imagine sweating up underneath it. Then mix
Okay.
that with salt.
It's salt from your body. Come on.
So where is it going? When that salt
It's sitting right. It's sitting right there.
it's going.
Creating mold. It'll
That's
be
it.
mold. It'll
That's
Fungus.
Talk a little bit about that. Talk about the fungus.
Yeah. No, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking that, like you mentioned, it's such a covering,
Mhm.
and it's just the thing. See, people don't realize how important the skin is. We
Skin
know it
is.
when we see it like this, but we don't take heed to it,
Exactly,
when it's up under
because
the
underneath
hair.
it. Yep.
Right.
right? But if you suffocate your skin, you can look and it'll start to turn colors because you're
Yes.
getting more oxygen.
Right.
Well, it's unfortunate. You may not. It's happening the same way here. It's happening, and so to your point, Dr. Broadnax, I mean, just bringing this up is that moisture. I even was thinking that because she was trying to shampoo it so many times that there's got to be some kind of seepage of water getting
Let's
in
get
there,
it out.
Into yes.
you know. So that's a really bad haven for fungus, for mold, and it could really be a really serious and life-threatening situation.
Situation. Mhm.
Because
But I believe. Oh, mhm.
I was just going to say we have to think. Yes, we see on top, right? But
Mhm.
Yeah.
about what's going on
On
under.
underneath.
Underneath is
So
the
much, like you said, even with the lace
my charger.
units, I tell people I don't prefer to adhere them. So usually when people come to me, I tell them that my goal is to create a unit for you that you can take off every day because
Right.
your child has to breathe.
Right.
But we have a younger generation of people who are infatuated with what they see online, what they see on the television.
There you go.
All they see are these styles.
There you go.
It's glued down. It's
There
not,
you go. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's not moving, right?
Yes.
Swinging their head. And it-
But in the end, my go-to
Oh, wow.
always, I tell them what happens, just like you said, when you you get a cut and you put that Band-Aid on your skin,
Talk to me, boy.
that Band-Aid
Yes.
in 2 days,
Things. Yep.
Yeah.
Wash.
Is yep.
that skin is soggy and decrepit
Yes.
because the oxygen has not gotten to the scalp.
That's right.
That's the same thing that's going to happen. But then also that is also a breeding ground for your bacteria and your fungus, right? It has created a space for the scalp and the skin to easily separate because
Yes,
it's not soft tissue.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all right.
Firm as
that's correct.
so, y'all get me started. I'm not fooling with
But
y'all.
you know
I know,
what,
this is
Dr.
No.
This is listen. I was looking at people that's popping on. Hey everybody, glad you're on. Thanks for stopping by. But this is a necessity. I like something Dr. B brought up, and it touched a part of me to say yes. When people first started out, these lace fronts been around for years. They've been
For
centuries.
years.
They've been using them in movies.
Yes.
Yes.
But this the deal. Everything that's created for theatrical or for enhancement everything has its adhesive that goes along with it. That's
Mhm.
formulated just
Yes.
for that. But this what happened. And Dr. B, y'all said it. YouTube is a great tool. I'm on there, but I don't do any how-tos because I'm gonna tell you why. Just as sure as I put a how-to out there, somebody's gonna take it and add their own little twist, and then I'm gonna get a call. This happened, so and so happened. Well, I feel like if you don't put certain stuff out there. Now, this is just my thought about it. I can't stop people from doing what they do. But you need to really analyze before you even start doing what you see.
Right.
Because there's a lot of products that's being sold to, and I'm going to just lay it out there, to our people. Because we're the biggest consumers. We will buy, I go to a beauty supply store, I can stand there all, I'm gonna see us go in and out, in and out. We're gonna buy this hair, we're gonna buy this glue, we run out of glue, we won't get no eyelash glue. We get the glue.
The bonded glue.
Yes.
Right.
And it's already tearing up our scalp. Now we're gonna kill our eyes too. So
Mhm.
you got
Latex.
all this going on. And y'all, we need to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
We need, because you know what? We're the ones doing those TikToks. We're the ones doing those videos. We're the ones standing up there in that beauty supply store with a big old hole sitting right here, trying to buy some weave to cover a spot that's infected. And y'all see what I'm saying? Oh,
Right.
let me tell you, buy this spray. You can spray this. This is an antiseptic. And you put this on while you put your weave on and you wear these braids. Come on, really? I can make a lot of money in a beauty supply store.
Oh,
If
absolutely.
I was a liar, if I was a cheat, you understand? Because
Right.
people tell you what you want to
Want to
hear,
hear.
so they can make money.
Supply
Come
store.
on, y'all. If
There
you go
are-
home and your ass stuck like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna stay in the house for a little while till it loosen up. That's stupid. That's some things just is a no-brainer.
Right.
No brainer. So
Yeah.
I'm loving this conversation, Dr. Big. This is so good. And I see people are loving it too, because they on here. And thank y'all for just, this is real. Learn something from this conversation.
Mhm.
And one thing I do, I share with my clients when they ask me, what can I go and buy? And I tell them really and honestly and truthful, I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't tell you what to go buy in the beauty supply store because all I use is professional products. What I use is I have it here for sale. I couldn't tell you what to buy, you know.
Okay.
So it's just too much out there. And then it seems like when somebody come up with a product, there's somebody else coming up with a product, then there's somebody else, and everybody putting their twist to their own product, you know. And everybody falling for it because what? The price may be cheaper.
Uh-oh.
You know, it's just so much behind that product thing, and you really, really have to be educated. You have to know
And
what
that's-
you're using. You have to know what you're using.
Where
And I'm
was
glad
that
that you
bottle
said
at?
that. Okay. I'm glad that you said that, because for the simple fact, like you say, a lot of people do products and they find something on YouTube or how to do. So for everything is not for everybody.
That's
But then
right.
the issue that comes in is you using this along with this, and it's never a system.
Okay.
You should use a
Okay.
system.
Don't go together. Mm-mm.
You
Okay.
can't
Okay.
use it because it can be too much of something that you're using with all these products that you're trying to create this style, and it's not going to come. That style's not going to be the same. The hair texture is different. The density of the hair is different. All that plays a part. You can't use this and be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to get that curl just like that. I want it exactly like that. You can't get it exactly like that because that's not your head.
Exactly.
They have to
Exactly.
understand that. They'll go on YouTube or TikTok and they'll see this quick weave and all of this. If you have hair issues already, why would you suffocate it even more to create this style?
Your knowledge, your lack of
Yeah.
knowledge.
And this
Because
and
they
Lack
look
of
good.
knowledge, Sinead. You're right.
No.
And this is another thing. They always going on YouTube and those places, and they looking at a style, but they fail to realize most of those styles that they see, guess what they are? Weaves, wigs,
Yes.
you know, and they want something that they can't have because they don't have the hair texture.
And then they don't want to pay the money for the hair. They want to bring you a $9.99 pack of hair and want you to do a Beyonce look. Like, that's not going to work. That's apples and oranges. It's not going to work.
Right. So when Sinead, you were about to ask a question, you said, now where is the can? Where was that can?
Where was the can? So I heard a part, like, I was just trying to imagine, because when you look at it, it says that there's vapors and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I just need to know if somebody found that information out. Was the can in the beauty supply store, or what, did she go somewhere else
No.
in another
No.
department?
Apparently she was used to using the Got to Be Glued spray at home.
Mhm.
As she went to complete her style, she realized she did not have it.
Yeah.
So that Gorilla Glue she had at home. Now I'm not going to say she had it. I'm going to say it was in
It
the
was
House.
So it may have been, there was some images of I don't know if it was her mother, of a lady trying to help her take it out of her hair, right? So
Yeah.
I assumed
Got
that
you.
it was the mother. I'm assuming that this young lady, she seems like she might be maybe like 16, 17, maybe a little bit older, but she looks a little on the younger side, but she still got her Batwing lashes, okay? She's
She was there.
Like I said, her face was.
But,
Face with me.
but listen, there is a product, and y'all know I love to talk about this product.
Yeah.
Taylor and Mane. I don't know for what reason, why no professionals anywhere didn't speak up and say, hey, why are they selling this to up? Now, I went to one beauty supply store that's here in Alabama, and I said,
You talking about mane and tail?
yes.
It's
Man,
still in the
listen,
beauty supply store.
I said,
It's still in the beauty supply store.
why is this on? I remember when it first got on the shelf,
Yes.
I do.
and it distinctively
Say
said
for horse.
for horses, for hoofs.
Mhm.
It was on there.
Yes.
I promise y'all, it was on
It
there.
was.
Now, they don't really put that on there now. They just say this is good for conditioning, this is good for so and so and so. But they formulated that for horses, for animals.
Have the
Okay?
one
And
that's on the bottle. It's
There's the picture still on the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, the horse still on. They say if you want your mane and
To
your
be like
tail
this.
to be like this, use this. But
It used to be a commercial out to say that
Yes.
if you wanted your head to look like this mane, this tail, and
yes,
that's one of the reasons
But
why
yes.
it started getting so popular.
but people bought it. Let me tell you what happened. But I had a friend that bought some, and I said, look, I love you, but I just can't. I don't understand. I mean, I really couldn't get past that. Why are you using this? And it's telling you it's for horses. She said, well, Suzanne, you know, horses have that pretty hair. They have it so pretty. Horses, baby. Let's start over. Horses. You a horse? You know, I left it alone. But what happened? She used it. Her scalp got so dry and flaky.
Mhm.
She had allergic reaction. And I'm saying this so that you people that's on this platform and that's listening, stop using things that does not supposed to go in your, stop. People
your
are trying to
body, in
make
your
things
hair.
like that work.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But Dr.
And then if you do a video on YouTube and I see you using, I see how bad your hair look, people that don't know no better, they're gonna go buy that.
They're gonna go buy it.
Do just what you
They're
said.
gonna
But it's in
subscribe real quick.
It's still in the stores for the Ace and Tractor Supply. The shampoo and conditioners in the store where it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. But when you
Yeah.
know what, when you think about it, so again, I'm thinking about if this is supposed to, if it has a picture of a horse on it,
A horse,
and then I'm thinking about the texture of a horse's, of their tail,
Which is rough.
which is rough. It's super coarse. It's very dense.
Yeah.
My hair is not like that.
no, your
Right.
skin ain't like that either.
It's coarse. It's
Right.
coarse.
It's not like that, right? So I'm thinking now you can say, well, why did the person use why did they have that? Because the content of the product, of the ingredients in there was too great for the human head, for the
Yeah.
human,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's how we have to start thinking of things
Yes.
when we start looking for things, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I love what was said earlier. When you're a professional, we do professional things. We do,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
right?
Yes.
We don't go to, and nothing wrong. I'm not going to say, anything wrong. We don't go to the local,
Beauty supply store.
So
not even beauty supply store. What do you call that store? I don't want to say
Hardware store?
not the hardware store, the pharmacy kind of store. We don't go
Okay.
there and buy our beauty products.
mhm.
Right.
Right.
We don't go to
Okay. Exactly. You don't go to any drugstores.
local
Wait,
drugstore.
excuse me.
We don't go there.
Hannah,
Yes.
I need you to repeat that. I mean, for real. Did
We
you say
don't
we
go-
cannot go to the
No.
Drugstore.
drugstore like Walgreens and places,
CVS.
CVS,
Only
but
to-
their prices are so good?
No.
Okay, but guess what? So the thing that we learn about that, right? Because
What?
now I'm sure you guys probably all know there are several products that we use that are of the professional brand name, right? That
Mhm.
can be found in our consumer-based stores, our big
Right.
big
Yes.
stores, right?
Yes.
But do we also know that sometimes that's not the actual product?
Product,
You better
right.
say that.
And
Now
so,
that's
as
true.
the consumer, that's the tip for you guys who like to go to the store and you like to pick up your professional product because you saw it on your stylist station. And you're like, oh, I'm walking through the Walmart. I saw it. I'm walking through the Target. They got it here. That's not always the same.
Yeah.
Same. Mm-mm.
There are products or there are stores, manufacturers that will try to recreate a product and
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
model that is similar to the actual brand. But
Right.
we know a lot of
Right.
brands have put out, like one of the young ladies that I know, she is the owner of the Boho product.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so one of her things, she did a big campaign because she found out that stores were selling a product that looked exactly like hers. The packaging was almost exactly like it, but it was slightly off.
Yeah.
Right.
So what she did, she sent people out. She said, because I need your help, because they're trying to copy my product,
Mm-hmm.
also that it's going to cause an issue where, say, Marguerite runs into the beauty supply store. She's going in, she thinks, I'm in the beauty supply store. I'm going to buy this adhesive. I'm going
Right.
to use this adhesive on my client, and then it doesn't work the exact way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Now the client has an issue, Marguerite has an issue, and Marguerite is
Yeah.
calling the
It's a
company.
problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem. It's a
Product
Right.
problem.
is to my client, right?
Right.
But what she did was she said, help me out, guys. Go out into your stores. As you find the store, this is what the difference is going to be on the bottle. If you
Yep.
find it, let me know because I'm going to contact the store directly to make
Right.
sure that they remove it. This is what I believe we have to do a lot of times when it
We
comes to
do.
finding certain products in certain
Mm-hmm.
places because certain brands do not sell their brands
That's right.
And it be
products
right.
in certain stores.
Right.
That's called product diversion. And that is
Exactly.
an actual situation that Dr. Broadnax is talking about. It's called product diversion. And a lot of times you'll get that product and it's not formulated the way that you think it is. And that's
Right.
something
Right.
that as professionals in the industry that we
Need
have
to educate.
battling.
And I'm gonna tell you how I tell my clients, and just like I tell them, it's the same thing like selling knockoffs.
Mhm.
You going to buy a Coach bag or buy a Louis or something, and they'll actually get a bag and it look just like it.
Yeah.
But then
Knockoff.
Louis, Gucci has a stitching in it, so
Mhm.
you can tell the difference.
Authentic.
So, and I tell my clients the same way. It's just like you have your preference to do what you want to do, but then you're not going to pay all this money for a product that is not authentic.
That's
Mhm.
And I
true.
tell them all the time, just because you see a professional product is not the same. It might look exactly the same. Sometimes if you look at the right end, you might have to take out a magnifying glass because it is something that's different that
Right.
they don't have in it that the professional product has in it.
That's
Mhm.
right. And a
And a
good
lot of times they
example is that glue called Ghost Bond.
Ghost
Mhm.
Bond. Yes.
Go on to that.
Ghost
Yes.
Bond, listen, I'm glad you brought that up though, because one day I did buy some, and I normally
Me too.
order it, but I had a client. You know, how you have a client you don't have anymore, so I had to run and go get
Run to
some.
the. Mhm.
But I took my old bottle and I noticed something was different when I was putting it on. If you know how to look up products, the one that they were selling in the beauty supply store was nothing but Elmer's
Mhm.
glue.
Glue.
Same glue you use in kindergarten.
And that's why it doesn't hold.
That's exactly why. And then people say, well, I bought the glue that you use, but mine don't stay down. Oh, I'll tell you why. Because it's not authentic. But let me say this. I agree. Many of us, we if you ever, as a professional, decide to do a product, you don't want nobody to dub your stuff. You don't want nobody to do a knockoff because it's authentic. It's what you created to use on a client, right?
Right.
we've got that problem. I like what Dr. B said, and I'm gonna take that to heart. If I see something, and a lot of times, y'all, I used to laugh at Donnie because Donnie go in the grocery store right now. He gonna read and he gonna read. I'm like, pick it up and let's go, you know. But you learn by picking it up, saying, hold up,
In this thing,
who
right.
made this? You know, because see, a lot of beauty supply stores, y'all know they're popping up on every corner. You don't know where that stuff coming from.
Mhm.
We just go in and buy. We see it on there. Oh, she used this. You know, we won't read. We just buy it. You know, when they say I got to be glued at a dollar store.
Mm,
I'm just gonna be real. That is just how I think.
they do.
If they selling it at a dollar store,
Hmm.
somewhere, this may not be the real deal here.
Mhm.
Now,
Exactly.
manufacturers, we do know this. I don't know if many people that's listening have ever heard of this, but let me tell you. When they do colors, and I learned this when I used to teach coloring in school, most companies, professional companies, take their professional, when they make it up, the good stuff goes to the certified beauty supply stores. Beauty supply stores used to have to be certified to even sell their product, and it had to be
Mhm.
sold to a licensed
Right.
person.
Right.
Okay, so their stuff had the shelf life that you didn't have to worry about it being old. You didn't have to worry about,
Mhm.
but all the residue, the stuff that was at the bottom of the barrel, they
Yep.
put it in a bottle, send it to Walgreens, Walmart.
All the other
all
the dollar
these
stores
places.
and yep.
That's why sometimes when you do your hair had a green cast or
Yes.
a metallic look, because it's either old or it's got the residue that's
Yep.
at the bottom.
Which
They
don't
don't
have
send
all
their
the ingredients
best
in it.
stuff to the replicable companies. They send it to Walmart. Why y'all think they could sell them at such a discount price?
Discounted
Right.
price. And it's
And-
funny that you said that because
Yeah.
I know a chemist and he actually taught me that. He'd tell me, he said, you have to realize a lot of times when products is being made, they're not throwing out what they already use for the professional products. Whatever's left over, they are putting in other bottles and they actually selling it for them to put their labels on it
Right.
and sending it to all the dollar stores, the Dollar Generals, the Walgreens, the Walmart, sending to those stores. And he told me that's not only just with products, that's with vitamins as well.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
You know, where you take your vitamins and so, because all the dollar stores are selling, you can go get vitamin B, vitamin D and C,
Full of
and all of
fillers.
this. And it's not as potent as the regular
Right.
Right. It's not. Right.
because it's
Wow,
the leftover
this is
residue,
so
as you're
good.
saying. So it's just not
Mhm.
even just chemicals, it's everything.
It's everything.
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 Yeah.
Even come down to clothes. A lot of
Yes.
times, even with the name brand clothes, they'll send it to Burlington and Marshalls and they'll be irregular because it wasn't enough stitching or enough something. So it's still that
Great point.
name, but
Right.
it's something wrong with it because it wasn't enough material or stitching or whatever they made. So that's going
Yeah.
across the board and people don't realize that.
Mhm. That is so true.
You know
So-
This
what?
right here.
You hit it. You hit it. You hit
Yeah,
it right
yeah.
on the
I
nail.
hate to say this, but I did buy some pants once.
Yes.
And one of my listen, they were pretty. I mean, I got those pants right now. I put them on, right? One of the legs I liked them because they had a little funky little twist on them. And one of the legs have like a cuff, like a sleeve on it, which made the pants cute. But the other one, it doesn't. So when I put it on, my grandson said, "Grandma, why your pants don't look alike?" I said, "What you mean they don't look?" He said, "Grandma, you got a sleeve on one side." They were knockoffs, okay? So I learned from that because, listen, buying things irregular don't always pan out to be good.
Right.
So everything has there's a good side and there's a bad side.
Right.
You have to be careful. So when Pam said, I said, "Oh, I'm throwing them pants away tomorrow."
Absolutely.
It's true. People don't realize that. You really have to pay attention to a lot of that stuff. And I
Wow.
tell clients all the time, because I actually had one client tell me, "Why you charge so much for relaxers when I can go pay $5?" Because I don't pay $5 for my relaxers.
Absolutely.
That's the difference.
Wow.
As well as
That's
they're
what-
paying for for your education and how to put the relaxer in.
Yeah,
Properly.
I hope this is a newfound appreciation for knowledge, because it really, knowledge is so powerful. Like this whole conversation, there's onus for the consumer to do research, but then it's
Right.
onus for the consumer to invest in a professional. And if you feel like your local stylist is not that professional, there are so many out here. That's what I tell my students. There's no competition, because your professionalism is what's going to separate you from the people. And you just got to get out and let people know that you can help them, because this conversation was so enriched with so much empowerment for people to make better decisions
Right.
and not just live, as the norm, because this story opened up an entire conversation about different areas that Dr. Pam just mentioned in our industry that we just accept until we can't accept it anymore. And I would like to add with the manufacturers, I think that when I tell my students that this is a $1 billion industry, it's because of the products and the sales. And so as a professional, there are professionals that won't read bottles too quick.
Right.
And that is a problem. And it
That
needs
is.
changed.
Mhm.
There's a lot of stylists that are just performing the act of doing hair. They're not speaking to their clients. They're not educating.
Educate them.
We're in the information era. And if you don't get that part, yes, you can't be mad at YouTube. You got to be on YouTube. There's nothing wrong with clients' research. We want them empowered. We want our elderly to be empowered when they go to the doctor,
Right.
right? Because the information is there. So all I'm saying is that this conversation was very informative. And yes, it's unfortunate that a young lady has been like this catalyst at the start of the year. I said this video is going to be that video of the year.
For the year.
Because I was thinking about, do y'all remember this relaxer called Rio? And
Yes.
they
Yes.
said if you eat it, that it was so it was safe that you could eat it.
Right.
And it was taking people's hair out. And so that's why I had to bring back the manufacturers. Do you know that
Wow.
as the professionals, we are the guinea pigs. We're the ones that tell the manufacturers what needs to be improved by way of certain
That's
things
right.
Right.
working on our clients. And so that's why, to the young lady, unfortunately, we don't know who's to blame, but I do know that one of the things that we have to do better at is get better at taking onus and responsibility for whether or not we're reading. If we don't understand, bring somebody over that can help you not only read it, but comprehend.
Yeah. Which is a difference.
Yes, true.
But the good thing about it, we got Google right there. If it's something you understand, a product or name or something on the bottle, Google it.
Yep.
Google it, and
You TikToking, but you ain't Googling.
Right.
That's a good point.
And then even still then with Googling, it's just like you need to seek a professional. Like
To get an
period.
understanding.
It's just like, and the reason why I say that, just like you were saying, the elderly need to seek help from medical doctors, so forth. That was another thing to where everybody was getting these implants. You wanted a bigger behind. Next thing you know, they were going into, first of all, why would you even go to a hotel room to see a doctor? That's number one mistake. So to me, it's the same thing. It's just like, because a lot of times some things on Google is not correct either. So it's like seek a professional.
Google.
Go to a professional as far as hair, medical, or anything. Just don't go into a hotel room or just go into any store and get something that you really don't actually understand or comprehend what you're reading. Anybody can read, but if you don't comprehend and understand what you're reading, it does no good.
It's just
like
words.
A professional.
Just words.
I'm not gonna go to somebody in a hotel if I want some work done on my body, and God knows you ain't got a license the first.
But this is the problem. This is the problem, because people look for a cheaper price. That's the problem, because people call and they might ask, "Can I get a discount?"
And I tell them all the time, everything cheap ain't good.
Exactly.
You pay for what you want.
Exactly.
And I tell them all the time, you can go down the street and pay $50 for a relaxer, but guess what? I'll see you soon. You're going to see one of my hair loss flyers. I see you soon. So
that sounds like a threat to them, Pam.
Pam said, that's a problem.
Ladies, I'm going to say this as we get ready to close out
This
tonight
is
because
good.
unfortunately we are running out of time, but that's what happens when you have a riveting conversation. And like Shanae said, that it was unfortunate for the young lady, the incident, but we're glad that it created a moment for us to really talk about this. And this is something that we should continue to carry forth. If we know that there are things that people should not use, like I know of a couple of other products that we may bring up and talk about that people are commonly using and that people commonly let other people use on them,
On the
that they should not, right?
Yes.
We can talk about those things as we move forward. But I want to give everybody an opportunity to let our audience know, our listening audience. Well, first of all, we want to thank them so much for joining us this evening while we had this moment to talk and kind of enlighten our consumers on the different things that are going on in our industry as to what not to use and how to go about finding reputable products that they can use. I'd like to give everybody on the panel a moment just to let our audience know exactly where they are and how they can get in touch with them if they would like to see them for a consultation, or how they can find them on social media, just so that they can keep up with us. Do you want to start, Ms. Starnes?
Sure. Thank you for this opportunity again. Listen, my name is Shanae Starnes. I'm actually located in Charlotte, North Carolina. And what I do is I help solution-driven women create the awareness that's needed to address their hair loss concerns and to create that empowerment so that they can go about the business of really rectifying it and creating a therapy plan for themselves. And currently I do virtual consultations. You can find me on Facebook at Shanae Starnes. It's right here on the Zoom. You can see my name here. You can also find me on Instagram at Shanae Starnes. And there's a Linktree link there. You can schedule a consultation. And thank you again as your guest here on the show. Let's Talk About It Tuesday. I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, thank you so much for being here. Marguerite?
My name is Marguerite. I'm the owner of More Hair Studio in Fredericksburg, Virginia. My Facebook page is a More Hair Studio. My Instagram page is a More Hair Studio. I am a hair loss practitioner in the Fredericksburg area. If you need to come by and check me out, these are the avenues where you can reach me. And my phone number is 540-538-7686. Again, Marguerite Moten at Amore Hair Studio in Fredericksburg, Virginia.
All right. Dr. Hill?
Yes, yes, yes. It was good being on here with you guys. As always, good talk, good education. I am Dr. Pamela Hill, located in Fredericksburg, Virginia. I am one of your licensed trichologists, educator. I can be reached at 2039 Plank Road, Fredericksburg, Virginia, 22401. Website is www.healthyhaircare.tips. I can be reached on Facebook with Healthy Hair. I can be reached on Instagram as well as Healthy Hair.
All right. And then I'll go and then we'll let our platform producer close us out. But my name is Dr. Rashawn Broadnex, and I'm here in the Washington, D.C. area. The salon that I'm currently working with is called Shapes Beauty Bar DC. We are located at 1530 U Street Northwest. Stop by and see us. We are a total wellness business. We take care of the body. So as we were talking about, a lot of the young ladies that are into getting this body work done, we help take care of that. We provide massage services. We provide cryo sculpting services all the way through nails, hair, facials, just a gamut of things. So stop by and see us if you like. Personally, I am into hair care as well as rectifying or providing solutions for those dealing with hair loss. So if you have any of that going on, you're welcome to seek me out. You can find me on Instagram. Well, just go past the website, which is www.theredchr.com. And at this time, I'll turn it over to Dr. Suzette Robinson, who will give us our closing.
Well, everybody, this has certainly been one of our best platforms that we were able to discuss. And I really love looking at some of the feedback as I was looking at some of the comments. And I appreciate the fact that you all thought enough of us to tune in today to join in with our conversation. I am Dr. Suzette Robinson. All of my information is in the comment section. I am, I'm honored. I can't follow Dr. B when he do his, but I can just tell you, just look on my website. My website is wigsbysuzette.com. I'm a lot of things, but one thing I am is I'm a person that loves to give information. And so I want you all to do something special for me. Something special for me tonight. I want you all to take time, if you're looking at the replay or if you're on here right now, send us questions so we can answer some things specifically that's going on in your life. We talked about the young lady, and we talked about different products that you shouldn't use. And we could go on and on. I'm sure Dr. B is not finished with this topic, because we got more and more and more things we could talk about. But I want to hear from you all. Please do me a favor. Get on there, get on here, and send us things that you want to talk about. And we'll put it together and we'll answer some of your questions. That's why we're here. That's why this platform is called Let's Talk About It Tuesday. You got to help us, give us something to talk about. And we want to talk about some things that you all have questions about and need answers to. Do not feel embarrassed by any questions. I mean, you know, hey, you'd be surprised. The only questions that seem to be really, really bad are the ones that you don't ask, okay? So once again, we want to thank you for tuning in. I want to give a shout out to my sponsors because you cannot do this without them. A shout out to Pretty Gloss Princess. I'm sure her website, her information will be in the comment section. Look at Pamela's lips. Oh, I'm gonna do y'all like Oprah. Y'all ready? Oprah said, "You get a car, you get a car." I don't have no coffee, y'all. I'm sorry. You get lip gloss, you get lip gloss, you get some lip gloss, and I'm gonna give you some lip balm, Dr. B. So look for it. I'm gonna put it in the mail, and we all gonna be all glossed up when we get on here. So, but yes, her business is Pretty Gloss Princess. Again, she's 10 years old. She wanted to do this, and it is happening for her. She's been asked to come to law. Well, she's come, I'm not going to spoil that, but she's been asked to come out of town to talk about her product, and she's 10. So if I'm talking to some of you all that's past 10, you like 10 plus, and you still contemplating on what you're going to do, all you got to do is do it. Just do it. Just do it. If you can dream it, I challenge you to put it on paper. Ask God what and how to get it done. I'm telling you, he will give you the answer. But you got to start somewhere. So we thank our Pretty Gloss Princess, along with Isabella Graphics. That's another wonderful sponsor of ours, who makes sure all my logos and all our wonderful little things that we need, our P2P coats, are done. So we're grateful for them. And to Kingdom Dominion Worship Ministries. That's a church that has my heart, where Reverend Donnie Robinson is the pastor and Suzette Robinson is the co-pastor. And I'm telling you, I have to give shout out to Donnie, because Donnie's one of my biggest cheerleaders, and he makes sure everybody's information is put on the platform. We could not do it without him. Dr. B, Dr. Pam, Marguerite, and Shanae, you all help make this really what it is. And Carmelie, miss you, but I know you'll be back next week. Woo-hoo. So once again, we thank you. We're going to get off because our time is up. Dr. B, put us on out of here.
All right. Thank you. Again, I saw one other sponsor come up on the list, which is Platinum Beauty Supply Store.
Yes, I forgot Platinum. I forgot them.
And if you look in the list, Platinum is located at
Thank you.
2338 Centerpoint Parkway in
Yes.
Centerpoint, Alabama. So please stop by there. And that might be a reputable place for you to pick up your reputable products.
It is. It
If
is.
you're looking something for in the Alabama area. So as we come to a close, I just want to say thank you again to everyone for joining us this evening. Thank you for everyone who's in our listening audience, our viewing audience. We invite you back again next Tuesday as we come up with a new topic, and look on any of our pages for the newer flyer, which will tell you what we're going to talk about. Please, like Dr. Robinson said, send us your questions. Send us any thoughts, comments that you may have, anything that you would like us to discuss moving forward, and we'll definitely take that under consideration. But on that note, we look forward to seeing you all again next week. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you again.
Oh,
Good night.
and don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Y'all subscribe to that channel. Come on now. Come on, that's where you get information. Subscribe. All y'all that hasn't seen on this platform, I want you to subscribe, okay? And it's P2PB Ham. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Robinson, and we'll see you all.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
All right, good night.